Hey folks, there's co-pilot Jimmy. He's got his own big sleeping bag that I have in the car for Jimmy so that when he's waiting for me to prepare a plane to fly, waiting for me to fly, waiting for me to come back, waiting for me to put the plane away, waiting for me to watch the flight video, waiting for me to post the flight video on YouTube while I'm doing all that stuff and he's waiting. He's got a nice, comfortable sleeping bag to just luxuriate in the car. And then over here is the actual topic of the video. Will we get any focus? I doubt it. This camera is about the least focusing camera I've ever seen. Okay, so one thing I'm really excited about. So anyway, little backstory. I recently got a Mall M7, an E-flite Mall M7, and I had one before about 3 years ago. Loved it. Gave up flying airplanes for a while, a couple years. Just flew helicopters. Stupid mistake. Came back to flying. Had to basically relearn to fly using the Hobby Zone Sport Cub S2. So I did that, and then I got the Hobby Zone Carbon Cub S2 and flew that and learned how to fly FPV on that, preliminary learning stages of my learning FPV flying with that. And then now we've got the Mall. So one of the cool, and then of course the Carbon Cub S2 I got as a ready to fly because for $350 plus tax you get everything including the radio, and that's a really, really awesome deal, I think. But for the Mall I had to have no RTF radio available for that, so I got the NX6. Went from the DX to the NX, and one of the things I was really kind of thrilled to learn is available with that radio is telemetry. Now it comes with this basic the Mall comes with a basic receiver, and the NX6 is ready to go with telemetry, but you must have a telemetry receiver in order for the NX6 to work with that. So here it is right here. There we go. Here it is. Now the receiver here is $80 plus tax. And you also need a telemetry ESC. It's a smart EFC. Excuse me. They call it an avian, A-V-I-A-N, like aviary, like birds, I guess. But they call it an avian ESC, smart ESC, which you need to have for the telemetry. And then in addition to the Spektrum Avian Smart ESC for telemetry, you also need the AR6610T telemetry receiver from Spektrum. So you need both of those things. $80 for the receiver, another 60 for the ESC, 80 and 60, right? So it's about $150 by the time you get tax and everything. It's about $150 for me to upgrade both the receiver and the ESC in my Mall to full telemetry. Now the reason I'm doing that is it's pretty exciting because on my screen of my NX6 transmitter, after installing the telemetry receiver and ESC, I will be able to look at my screen on my NX6 transmitter when I'm flying, and it will tell me my airspeed, my altitude. Now this is really especially helpful to me because I'm an FPV pilot in training now. So this is really helpful. I can see what my airspeed is. I can see what my altitude is, so that I do not exceed the maximum 400 feet altitude allowed for safety and by law. That's helpful. At motor temperature, motor and ESC temperature are displayed on the screen. Yeah, altitude, airspeed, temperature. I think there might even be another couple of things and I think there might be a couple of other things that this upgrade will provide. So there you go, folks. To be able to have all that, especially flying FPV, because it's harder to get a sense of speed, at least for me. It's harder to get a full sense or a true sense of the speed that I'm traveling when flying FPV off a monitor than it is when I'm flying a line of sight. Line of sight, I got a pretty good idea of how fast I'm going, but off the FPV screen, not as good. So that airspeed helps me. It's very, very, very extra safe, I think, particularly for FPV flight, because I can always know what my airspeed is for sure, by looking at the screen. Fantastic. Again, if my motor's overheating or my ESC is overheating, I can take that as a warning and land. So I just think all that stuff is really cool. And again, the altitude, that's way cool too. So there you go. So next payday, which is in about 2 weeks. Jimmy, stop licking the sleeping bag. Thank you. Payday in about 2 weeks. We're going to go ahead and pick up the telemetry receiver and ESC and do an install. And then we'll do the first flight, having all that telemetry information available on my NX6 screen. All right. I hope you'll join me for that. See you soon. Happy flying, everybody. See you next time. Bye.